This is Good Morning San Diego.
Well, teenagers could be turning to vaping so that they can deal with the stress and self-isolation of the stay-at-home order. After the break, we're going to talk with San Diego County Board of Education member Mark Powell about how this is the time to get them to quit.
Well, as we know, vaping is a growing health concern among our youth. Some are doing it because they think it's cool. Others perhaps are doing it because they feel it helps them with their stress. Here to talk more about teen vaping is a member of the San Diego County Board of Education, Mark Powell, joining us via Skype. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. How are you, Liz?
I'm doing well. I'm going to try to keep my anxiety in check when I talk to you about this as a mom of two kids who will soon be, before I know it, preteens and teenagers. This isn't especially an important conversation to have right now and to be aware of because our kids are at home right now. They're doing distance learning, and some of them may also be vaping right underneath our noses, and we have no idea. We parents have no idea it's going on.
A lot of students are experiencing loneliness, stress, isolation, so they may resort to vaping and even vaping a little bit more as they deal with this kind of issue surrounding COVID. And they may be doing it right under a parent's nose. And the way they do it is by using like devices that are designed to look like regular utensils. I mean, teaching instruments. So out of these three, one of these pens is actually a vape stick. You wouldn't believe it, but it's this one right here. You can see this right here is not a pen. This is a vaping device. And as I push on that button, you'll see the green light up there. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah.
So kids have these devices, and they're smoking or vaping right under a parent's nose. But the problem is that vaping, based upon information that I've read, could actually be detrimental in fighting COVID-19. There's no studies out yet, but many doctors have came out and said if you smoke or vape, it could make it harder to fight off that terrible virus.
You know, as I'm talking to you and trying to absorb everything you're saying, it almost sounds like we as parents, number one, need to be made aware that it's happening, number one. So we all need to be educated and start to be in the know as to what these vaping devices look like. They can look like anything, clearly.
Correct.
As you provided us some other pictures of, you know, smartwatches, water bottles. I remember one time you brought in a hoodie that, I mean, just blew my mind, a hoodie that was reconfigured to be a vaping device. So number one, we need to identify that it's happening. And then number two, as I hear you talk about how COVID-19 and, you know, really impacting not only us adults, but our kids, you know, like you said, they're isolated, they're frustrated. And for those who are vaping now even more because this is their way of coping. What do you suggest, Mark, we as parents do to begin the conversation to try and talk to our kids about trying to get them to stop or do something different other than vape?
There's a proverb that goes like this: the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The first step is to have a conversation. And not a kind of conversation where you're lecturing your child, but a conversation about the dangers of vaping. It's not good for a student or a child to ingest anything in their lungs like that. The second is refer them to the San Diego County Office of Education website. We have several resources. One in particular, novapes.org, NOVAPES.org. It's a great website that you can get your child to go on if they are vaping, to help them begin that process of quitting.
That's going to be key. Kudos to the County Board of Education for setting up that website to give parents that resource to go to. I know you're a big proponent of, just kind of jotting down some of the triggers that your child may tell you about what causes him or her to feel a certain way. And of course, as parents, we need to try and take control as much as we can of our environment. So, Mark, I can talk to you for hours about this conversation, but I really appreciate your time this morning on Easter Sunday to kind of just shed some light and make us aware that this is happening among our youth, a lot of our youth anyway, and there is help out there. So if anything, we can drive home the point that if you're a parent, log on to the website and start there with some information.
And Liz, just to note, I mean, the numbers are staggering. 37% of high school seniors have reported vaping in the last year. It's a tremendous amount of students, and it is really a big problem. So parents, you need to be vigilant and also understand that we are in an extremely stressful situation. So as tensions rise in the home, have a conversation, not a lecture, with your child about the dangers of vaping. And let's hope that we can get past this sooner than later.
Thank you for your help. Mark Powell, board member with the San Diego County Board of Education. Have a great Sunday.
Thank you.